to a new edition of our show, Money Means Business, and business means money. Stability and business mean a lot of money. We're going to talk about a lot of developments taking place, what's going in Egypt week by week, actually. And of course, so this week we are celebrating Eid al-Fitr al-Mubarak, or the Eid that comes after the holy month of Ramadan. May God bring His blessings and bestow His blessings upon the Islamic nations and on the whole world. We've got different news and different developments taking place always in Egypt, going its own way into a set destination to be better than it was before and to recapture the glory of the ancestors. I'm Nermin Nazim, broadcasting live from Cairo. We've got a lot to talk about, but before introducing our guest or starting our talk, we'll go for a short break, after which we'll be returning back. Stay tuned to us. Don't go away.
Fitch, the international credit rating agency, expects Egypt's GDP growth to recover, recording 5% in the fiscal year 2021 and 2022, topping the list of countries that have achieved a recovery to pre-pandemic levels in the Middle East and North Africa region. Fitch said that the Egyptian economy is expected to become one of the few economies in the world that witnesses positive growth during the period of the COVID-19 pandemic, and that growth will return to its pre-pandemic levels. For his part, Salim El-Badri, an analyst in the country risk research department at Fitch, said that the Egyptian economy still maintains positive GDP growth despite the repercussions of the pandemic, by supporting the positive growth of government spending during the pandemic period, according to El Sharq Al-Awsat newspaper. He pointed out that the recovery of the tourism sector, after the strong support it received from the Egyptian government, in addition to the expansion of natural gas production, which is expected to rise during the current year, of which contributed to pushing the country towards achieving that growth, in addition to the revenues of the Suez Canal and the measures taken by the committee. The monetary policy of the central bank by reducing the interest rate by 350 basis points during the period of the pandemic. The International Monetary Fund expected that Egypt's GDP growth rate will record 2.5% in 2021, reaching 5.7% in 2022, compared to 3.6% in 2020. And it also expected that the country's inflation rate will decrease to 4.8% in 2021, compared to 5.7% in 2020, according to a report published by the Egyptian Cabinet Information Center.
To Money Means Business, and as I said, a lot is happening week by week, and of course the very important development there is the reports of the International Financial Institution, Standard & Poor's, and others that fixed the rating of Egypt with expectations of more development. And we've got with us our guest, Dr. Said Al-Khouli, who's going to be talking about a lot more. Dr. Said Al-Khouli, welcome with us here.
Thank you. Pleasure is mine.
Well, we've been discussing this, but then again, talking again about the ratings of Egypt that have been fixed from a macroeconomic point of view, the development of the economy in Egypt. How do you see that?
I believe the most important test for Egyptian economy, it was how we behave during the COVID-19 pandemic. Most of the country around us, they are in the negative side, their gross development product in the negative side. Thanks God, still Egypt, their growth rate is on the plus side, and that is according to all international indicators worldwide. It shows Egypt, they are in the positive side. Of course, the effect of pandemic, we managed the crisis very well up to this point of time. Some people, they have a trade-off between controlling COVID-19, which I believe no country in the world really can control it. It's all over the world, and the case this rate, as you can see in India, for example, and the state start to get to mega numbers in this rate and infection rate. But the trade-off, whether you shut down and take care of the COVID-19, or what we did here in Egypt, we went in a parallel way. In one way, we have controlling COVID-19, and at the same time, we are moving toward our improvement, our infrastructure, our industry, agriculture, and so on. So we are in business. Most of the countries, they shut out their business, and they start to suffer for the negative effect from that. At the same time, the supply of medicine, medication, and for food and so on, we didn't suffer from that according to most of the world. They really faced a shortage in their food supply, and we can see it in a big country like in the States, for example. People wait online for food bank and so on to get their food supply. In Egypt, we didn't really have that, and as I believe, we have food stock for the next 6 months, so we are safe in that direction. And that is for the role of the government, how they manage the crisis. And that is a new approach for management, how to manage during a crisis and to be ahead of the crisis. And it doesn't affect your economical sector in terms of industrial sector, in terms of agriculture sector, in terms of healthcare sector, education, and so on. So we are moving in the right direction. Most of the countries around us, they got affected, but Egypt is still in the positive side. And why that? Because Egypt, they have not only restricted in one line of business, for example. They diversify their economical sector, industry, agriculture, tourism affected in a negative way, but will come back. I believe most of the airline, they start open line with Egypt now. Russia, for example, they have several trips going to Egypt right now, and many countries will follow. Also, the Grand Museum we opened a month ago, it shows Egypt will be in the tourism map again.
Definitely.
And that's the good news.
Definitely. Also, it's amazing how the government of emergencies actually, that during the time of crisis, they just, really, as you said, managed the crisis in a very skillful way. We were just shocked, other countries were just, thinking, wow, great, they wouldn't have that, shortages, like the United States, England, and Europe, and all that, that they were running, going to supermarkets, and shelves were empty. Even elders did not find anything to eat, or people were stacking food and were just scared of famine, things like that. But luckily, we had this all, prepared very well, and we did not lack anything at all. At the beginning, people were just, imitating that, scared, but then they go there and they find that, everything is there, nothing is lacking.
Absolutely. And that is the style of leadership in Egypt. We used to be a reactive approach.
Yeah.
So the problem had been, and start to react. The new management in Egypt, the leadership in Egypt, they are proactive. Proactive means they really expect what will happen, and they prepare themselves for that by expanding the land for agriculture. We didn't have any shortage in any, whether it's fruit or any agriculture product. We didn't suffer any shortage in our food supply. And that's the good news. In the industrial sector, it is the same.
We exported.
So that is a planning. So planning, simply, we predict, we forecast for the future, and we took a precaution method approach to really, when the crisis happens, so we are prepared for it in all different sectors. And we learned a lot from COVID-19 crisis. Really, we learned a lot. And we are going in the right direction. And I expect, in 2-3 weeks, the curve will be flattened again, and will be in the safe side.
Definitely. Well, I'd like to talk about more about this. Just talk about during the crisis, still the management of the crisis, then universities and all that, and schools, have like a way to manage also the students and the schools during the crisis in education. How is that going? Especially that we're going to the final terms and the examinations.
Remember, it's a new experience for Egypt. We have two options, or two alternatives. You shut down schools and people lose 1 year of their education, or you go online. Or we have hybrid. Hybrid simply means you reduce the capacity of a school and university, so a student can go 1 or 2 days for face-to-face classes, and the other days it goes online. I believe online approach, it really solve a big part of the problem, and our educational system is continuing and moving in the right direction. Remember, online, it has a culture, and we are not used to this culture, but day after day we get used to it, and people really start to get used to being able to use the online sector. At the same time, the government increase their capacity in terms of internet, and we don't have any shutdown or break in terms of the internet and telephone line. And that is, as I mentioned, it's a new experience, but we start to get used to it in terms of high school, preschool, even KG, they start to get used to the online teaching and so on. But remember, that is a new experience for Egypt, whether it's university or regular education, but we are moving in the right direction. I believe we'll start the next year, we'll be able to provide a good platform where it contains all different material in different sources of material, not only textbook, but video, and get the best experienced people in different subject matter to give lecture online, and that it will help and will enable student to learn. And also the convenience. It's not only in educational sector, in banking and so on. There is a lot of business. You don't have to go to work right now, where you can do all your work online, and that's increased the capacity and usage rate of the internet. And we start to really subsidize our internet. We expanding the capacity of internet, and I believe we have to go through this period of time, and inshallah in the next semester or next year, the COVID-19, it will be gone, and we'll start regular education again. My opinion, we should really devote 25% of our courses, our classes, to be used in the internet.
So it will go on like this,
Absolutely.
like in your opinion. So it's not only after this crisis, part of it will be online.
Online, to keep the culture really awareness in terms of not only learning in the classroom, but learning anywhere, whether you are at home or at work, and whenever you are, which I believe is used for convenience. A lot of people now, they are work and study at the same time, and they don't have the pleasure of time to go to university and so on, in undergraduate level or graduate level, and they can have part of their educational system online. I believe we should really regulate that and be part of a curriculum, 25% to be devoted to online education. It's very important.
And how are students, Egyptian students, coping with that, the new system? Are they, coping well with it? How do they, what are the feedback?
In the beginning, it was very negative feedback, because we don't use to it in terms of the student, and even the professor and teacher, they are not used to that. But when you go from 1 month to another month, we are in the second year right now, the level of participation is jumping up, almost 90% now of my students get online. And at the same time, the participation, it became stronger and stronger. We are used to face-to-face interaction, but the hybrid where you have part of it in class and another part in online, the participation level increase. I believe now the participation and the effectiveness and the efficiency of online education, it's close to 90%, which
Okay.
is good news.
Okay, we've got more to discuss with that, but then I will go for a short break. After we should be coming back. Stay tuned to us. Don't go away. And we're back again to Money Means Business with our guest, Dr. Saeed Al-Khouli. It's always a pleasure having you, and we're talking about, well, being online. The question that occurred to me, being online, you know, some people just find it easier, definitely right now. You know, they used to go to work every day, but, you know, as the situation put us in with the pandemic and all that, we have to stay to be at home, and, you know, a lot of work can be done from home. So, well, you know, getting used to this, some people, and being more comfortable maybe with, you know, for them, or is it, you know, how is that, how, you know, would be working from home, what does it, let's say, economize, what does it, well, do? Is it better, is it worse for some people who can stay at home, they don't really have to go to work, they have to go to the office every day, but if the work can be done online?
First of all, working at home or online, which most of our business moved online. All supply chain, all logistic now, it's online.
Even shopping and everything, you know, is online.
Even in TV show,
Yeah.
they have all guests online right now through WebEx or Zoom or Microsoft Team, whatever. It has benefit in several directions.
Yeah.
First of all, it saves the traveling time to work. That is very important. If you save 3 hours at least in terms of going from your home to your work destination, it saves time. I'm talking about hours.
Yeah.
And we can use that in order to expand your working hours if you work at home. Second of all, less traffic. Less traffic, it means every individual, myself, I go to my work with car, you go with your car, and so on. If we stay at home, there is no, so you save gas, for example,
Definitely.
and you maintenance of your car, it will be less, and so on. And saving time in terms of traffic, it means it's less pollution, and all this traffic we have it on the street, it affects the pollution of our air. Also, believe it or not, it reduces the divorce rate because family it become together, the father and the mother who are going to work, they are staying home and they doing their work at home. It reduces the divorce rate and bringing the family together. Remember, I go to work, I come late, and if my wife working also, and so on, so we don't have time for family ties. The family tie is very important. All of that is benefit. And the shutdown, when we have it during COVID-19, it shows the effect of that. And families stay together, less traffic, you save money, you save time, and all of that is very important. And also it gives the country to do their infrastructure work with the high traffic in the road and so on. The maintenance of the road, it delay, but now if you go, for example, in Heliopolis or Medinat Nasr or many different area in Egypt, every day you see new things, new bridges, new tunnels, and the new roads and so on. And all of that, it become from really less traffic. And that is, it happened in all different, not only education, but in industry, all paperwork, all administrative work, you can do it at home, and it doesn't affect the space. For example, you need less space. You don't need big space for your employee and so on. Even in TV, you can bring all your shows using guests from online, and you can broadcast yourself from online and so on. And if you can see it in all different broadcasting company in the state, they do it from home. That it's a possibility, and that's the technology. And remember, President Sisi, before the pandemic, he stressed on the fourth industrial revolution. And really, the people, they didn't really understand what the fourth industrial revolution, it means technology. So the rate or the usage of rate and knowledge, it became greater and greater. And that it helped to move your economical sector in the right direction. Definitely. So technology, whether you like it or whether you agree or disagree with it, it is the future of being able to do and build the new Egypt. And that is the new capital in Egypt. They focus on that. They focus on applying or implementing the state-of-the-art technology when they design and when they build the new capital of Egypt. And you will see it live within a few months. I'm not talking about years now. I've been there before Ramadan, and you can see different Egypt in new capital of Egypt. So we are moving in the right direction. And also the level of mobility increased during COVID-19. All this infrastructure, it really reduced the unemployment rate, and with all these different international agreement President Sisi signed with Iraq, with Libya and so on, it helped us to employ more and more workers to go abroad. And that is, all of that, it goes to being able to be in the positive side in our economical sector.
And history will witness that the founding of modern Egypt took place amid very hard times, with times, economically speaking, when we hit rock bottom during the 2011 and 2012.
Absolutely.
And starting, like 2013, things started going in very fast. And then with the COVID-19 pandemic that, that is trying to curtail our own improvement and development, but yet, all the people in charge and everybody is working very hard in order to pass all that and to go to the destination.
President Sisi is a doer.
Yes.
He's not talking. He's not just giving hope and nothing on the ground. He's a doer. He's a doer. It means he have a vision. He have a direction
Yeah.
where he's going to really place Egypt on the world map in the right direction. And remember, when he speak, the world listen, and world leaders listen, because you know this guy, he means what he's talking about, and he is a doer. A doer. In if you you recall, you said 211 to 212, where we reached the bottom
Yes,
line in our
yes,
economical
definitely.
system, and our reserve was almost zero in 6 years. And we have to give the
Quantum
credit
leap.
we have to give the credit for the leadership of this president, and really we should salute him because he did in this short period of time what it never been done in the last 40 years. And I believe he is a doer. I believe he has a vision. I believe he will take Egypt in all different sectors, whether education, healthcare, industry, agriculture. Given all this obstacle we face from all different parts of the world, he knows what he's doing. And when he talk, the leader of the world listen. And he is a doer, and he have a vision. And he want to put Egypt in another place in the world map.
Caliber, definitely.
And also, I remember a few years ago, he said that, I am not concerned only about agriculture or industrial or infrastructure, but building the Egyptian identity.
Definitely.
Building the Egyptian people in terms of knowledge.
That's the nucleus of everything.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
So it's a whole package.
Definitely, definitely. Well, also, we have, a very important new project that is, as we work with the new Suez Canal, then, we do have a lot going on too. And I've got to state here that the Suez Canal Authority, the SCA, has started dredging work to extend a second lane that allows for two traffic in a southern section in the central, in the canal, near to where a giant container ship got stuck for 6 days in March. The SCA announced this week that it was planning to extend a second canal lane that got in 2015. It opened in 2015 by 10 kilometers to make to make it 82 kilometer long, and it would widen and deepen a single lane stretch at the southern end of the canal. The work had begun following directives from Egyptian President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi to immediately start implementing the proposed development plan and put in place a timetable for completion as soon as possible, as the SCA stated today, Saturday, actually. How do you see that?
Remember with the accident for this ship, which you mentioned.
The Ever Given that caused trouble, actually, Not only in Egypt, in different places, different, but then here, it got stuck with the load it had and blocked the way.
In any other ports.
Yeah.
In Panama, in any other port worldwide, in order to really remove the ship, it will take months. Time is very important, and President Sisi was with Osama Anwar in a daily basis, in hourly basis, in order to really get over this accident in a short period of time. Within 3-4 days, we are able, with the Egyptian mentality, with the Egyptian people, with the Egyptian equipment, we really are able to solve the problem, and we open the Suez Canal for the trade again and again. And that is time management, and we believe in ourselves. And that is, when you have a leader believe in you, you have to believe in yourself, you have to believe in your capacity. And I always say that when there is a will, there is a drive. The leadership has the will, and they have a drive. And I believe every Egyptian work in Egypt, he or she must have the will and have the drive. Remember, A few days ago, in his speech, he said, "Don't worry, don't worry." It means back in his head, he have a plan for everything in Egypt. And this accident in Suez Canal shows the ability of the Egyptian people to solve a problem. We were able to do that in '73, where we really crossed the canal and crossed Barlef Rhine. We still have the Egyptian strengths. We have the Egyptian people. They have the knowledge. They have the strengths in order to overcome any crisis or any, and they are able to solve any problem. I believe always in the Egyptian people. I believe we have the will and we have the drive, and we are able to go through whatever crisis we face, whatever the crisis is.
As you said, like since he put his own confidence and, he knew, that the Egyptians could do it. When he asked for the Egyptians to, like when we just started renewing the Suez Canal and, building another waterway in it, he just, like asked the Egyptians to just, commit to this and help in that. And right away they gathered the money. Of course, they got the money back with interest, and there was a good, investment. But like very quickly with Egyptian money that was built.
I believe I have to talk about, but I'm talking about a lot of Egyptians who are not in it for interest. No, our president asked, lend his hand for the Egyptian.
Definitely.
And all Egyptian, and this never happened anywhere in the world.
Yeah.
Anywhere, when the president say, "I need your help," and we collected a plenty of money, which is about 60 billion in 6 days. It never happened anywhere in the world. I'm one of the people really contributed to the Suez Canal. We are not looking for the interest. We are not looking.
No.
We are really trust
To do
the
it from the heart.
leader.
Everybody just went there.
The leader.
We'll just
And
back up.
he spoke from his heart,
Yeah.
and when you speak from your heart, it reaches the people's heart.
Yeah.
And that is the leadership. And that's an exceptional leadership. And I believe from day one, Egyptian people believe in him, not only the Egyptian people,
Yeah.
all different part of the Arab world believe in President Sisi, and we wish him health, wish him safety, and we are moving behind him 100%.
Definitely, the support. When he asked for the support of people, like, and to fight terrorism, everybody went down in the streets to
Absolutely.
support him, definitely. Because, we are supporting, we know very well we're mobilizing behind that. We're mobilizing behind our army, and, we're doing the right thing, just to take, our ship, let's say, Egypt's, all, to just go to safety. And we went to safety, and we're just now, building and rebuilding in order to go to our destination, that is, recapturing the glories of our past, our ancestors, being
And-
really worthy of the name of Egyptians.
And that increased the foreign direct investment.
Yeah.
All these things happen in the last 6 years. It is not just opening road or infrastructure or increasing our capacity for electricity and so on. It's not that. All of that combined attract more foreign direct investment.
Definitely.
And in the last few years, we attracted a lot of foreign direct investment. A huge project. It will start and started already, and you will see their product and service on surface in a very few months. And I'm talking about big country like
Yeah.
China, like the States, and most of European nations. They are building a strategic alliance with Egypt, and they have their manufacturing facility in Egypt and so on. And that increases the foreign direct. When the foreign direct investment
Yeah.
increase, our unemployment will go down, our standard of living, it will go up, and you will see different Egypt. Believe me when I tell you, within a few months, within a year, you will see different Egypt.
Definitely, definitely. Well, how do you see now, what do you think should be done also? But a lot is being done, and a lot also is, not really unveiled, but every day we see more, and according to necessity, a lot is being done. But what else do you think, should be there should be done and tackled now?
Us, the government, the leadership going upward, we should move upward with them.
Yeah.
Upward, it means whenever we do work, we do it in the right way, we do it with a quality, and we really should being behind our leadership in terms of working hard, in terms of be patient, in terms of minimizing the resistance of change from all people. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Not resistance for the sake of resistance, but resistance in order to destroy Egypt. And you can see that in the social media, where a lot of channels broadcast from outside of Egypt. Whenever we do, they go for the negative side, not in the positive side. Myself, I always say, the more we talk about negative, the more negative we got.
Yeah.
But the more we talk about positive, the more positive we got.
Definitely.
And the resistance start to be minimized and minimized, because on the ground, people see the roads, see the infrastructure, see our electricity. We don't have any shutdown like 6-7 years ago when you have breakdown in our electricity and so on. We have no shortage in terms of agriculture.
Yeah.
And all of that, it requires Egyptian, I'm talking about all different level of Egyptian, to do their part, to do their work and work hard in order to be a new Egypt. But government by itself, it doesn't help. Government, leadership, and the people together, they have to be joining
Rallying
and cooperating with each other in order to move Egypt to a different direction.
Definitely. The crisis that we are passing by, the COVID-19, what is it going to leave us, in our behavior, in our norms of living? What are we going to be dropping? What are we going to be taking with us? And of course, that second year affecting us. So, how things are going to be?
I believe psychology is very important.
Definitely.
We should really develop program to help people in terms of psychological effect of COVID-19. A lot of my students in MBA level and the PhD level, and they develop software in order to give family support through your mobile. Will give you advice how to really overcome any anxiety, any breakdown in terms of, remember, we talked about online, the positive side of online. There is a negative side of online.
Definitely.
Where mommy and all of that sitting at home and taking care of the kids. When they go to school, she have a break, but now they are with her. And all of that really build in a way or another some psychological effect for kids. I remember many groups of my students, they develop a software and you can use it in your mobile. Whatever problem in terms of anxiety or whatever, they have like supporting group to help them out and so on. And I believe the Ministry of Health, they start to do that in terms of their hotline, in terms of Facebook and WhatsApp. They provide online service for that. And that it has to be publicized all over Egypt. And I believe the educational sector, health sector should work together in order to provide this kind of service for the people who are facing Down syndrome from COVID-19. It's doable.
Definitely. But also, we saw that kind of, being at home and being afraid of, like people who just, would not go to gatherings. So weddings, for instance, are just, with minimal numbers. We used to have many people like the grand weddings and spending. Some people still do, you know. Well, just not putting into their own minds the safety, but the government is not encouraging that. Definitely, it's like lesser numbers. Even also with paying condolences to someone, if someone passes away, you know, they're afraid of, you know, if especially by, you know, the COVID-19. So they just, you know, the numbers are minimal. That just, you know, pay condolences, or we do it by telegram or Facebook or telephone. So, you know, all these, you know, social things declined a lot. How would that leave us in the future?
First of all, I would send my condolence for all people who are died and their families suffered from it during the COVID-19. Remember, our number is not the same as different part of the world. We're still
Definitely, it's
in
a
a
lot less,
controlled
definitely.
sector. But remember, guidance is very important. And we should take it, the guidance of CDC or the health ministry,
Yeah.
we should take it seriously. Social distance is very important. And really, even in our religious practice in mosques and churches and so on, they start to have social distance. And limited number go into the mosque or into the church. And during the Eastern holiday, for example, the leader of the church, they didn't provide service for the public and so on. And that is awareness. Awareness is very important. And remember, we still have a big number of illiteracy in Egypt. And I believe it is the role of media in order to pay attention for washing hand, wearing mask all the time is very important. Social distance is crucial. I always in all my classes, I urge students to really social distance, no kissing, no hugging, and so on. And it's habit. We should really get rid of this habit and so on. And awareness is very important. And that is a major role for our media, whether in TV, in radio, in social media. We should really focus in giving awareness for that. Washing hand, wear mask, social distance is very important.
Well, Dr. Said Khoury, it's always a pleasure having you. Thank you very much for being with us.
We finished?
We finished quickly. You know,
time
the
flies
time
with you,
fly.
Nermeen.
Thank you.
And
well,
happy feast for all Egyptians.
Definitely happy Eid and happy Eid for everybody. And may God bring all the best, you know, not only for the Islamic nation, for the whole world. Blessings. We had Easter and we had the Muslim
Ramadan,
Eid, and,
yes.
you know, like all, you know, celebrations together. Well, you know, we hope, you know, everything, you know, goes in the best way. So until we meet again, as we always end, God bless Egypt, God bless Egyptians, God bless the army, our white army, the police, and our president. And as we end, ادخلوا مصر إن شاء الله آمنين, enter Egypt, God willing, safe. That is from the Holy Quran and from the Holy Bible. Mubarak Sha'bi Misr, blessed be Egypt, my people. I'm Nermeen Azim signing off, and also on behalf of our director, Kamel Ali, and Nermeen Azim and all the staff of Money Means Business, have all the best and have a very happy Eid. Goodbye for now.